Hey Bob, I've been reading a lot about Alberta's economy lately, and it seems like oil and gas production plays a significant role. What are your thoughts on how important it really is?
Hi Alice. You're absolutely right. Oil and gas production is a cornerstone of Alberta's economy. It has been for decades. The province sits on vast reserves of these resources, and they have contributed significantly to its economic development.
That's what I've gathered too. But I've also heard some arguments against it, like concerns about environmental impact and the volatility of oil prices. Do you think these concerns outweigh the benefits?
Those concerns are definitely valid, Alice. Alberta's heavy reliance on oil and gas does come with environmental challenges. The oil sands, for example, have faced criticism due to their carbon footprint. And you're right about price volatility. Alberta's economy can be vulnerable when oil prices plummet.
It's true that the province's economic well-being often hinges on global oil prices. But what about the jobs and revenue generated by the industry? I've heard it employs a significant portion of the population.
You're spot on, Alice. The industry is a major employer in Alberta, directly and indirectly supporting hundreds of thousands of jobs. It's not just about drilling, it's also the services, manufacturing, and transportation sectors that benefit. Plus, the tax revenue generated helps fund essential services like health care and education.
That's a significant positive impact. But what about diversification? Some argue that Alberta should reduce its reliance on oil and gas to ensure long-term economic stability. What do you think about that?
Diversification is a valid goal, Alice, but it's easier said than done. Alberta has been working to diversify its economy for years, investing in technology, agriculture, and other sectors. However, oil and gas remain a crucial source of revenue that funds these diversification efforts. It's a delicate balancing act.
So, it's not that Alberta doesn't want to diversify. It's just challenging due to the economic interdependencies.
Exactly. Transitioning away from oil and gas too quickly could result in job losses and economic instability. It needs to be a gradual process to ensure a smooth transition.
Speaking of transitions, what about the global shift towards renewable energy? Could that impact Alberta's economy negatively in the long run?
Renewable energy is a game changer, Alice. Alberta has abundant wind and solar resources, and there is potential for growth in the renewable sector. However, it won't replace oil and gas overnight. Alberta can play a role in both traditional and renewable energy production, gradually shifting towards cleaner options.
It's good to hear that there are opportunities for Alberta in the renewable sector. What about the environmental aspect, though? Can the province balance economic growth with environmental responsibility?
It's a complex challenge, Alice. Alberta has made efforts to improve environmental practices in the oil and gas industry, with stricter regulations and investments in technology to reduce emissions. Achieving a balance between economic growth and environmental responsibility is an ongoing process, and it requires cooperation from all stakeholders.
So, it seems like Alberta recognizes the importance of sustainable practices while maintaining economic stability.
Absolutely, Alice. The province understands that sustainability is key for long-term success. It's about finding innovative solutions that benefit both the economy and the environment.
That's a promising outlook. But what about the role of government in all of this? How do their policies impact Alberta's oil and gas sector?
Government policies have a significant influence, Alice. They can shape the direction of the industry, both in terms of production levels and environmental standards. For example, government incentives can encourage investment in clean technology. But they must also consider the industry's role in the overall economy and employment.
So, it's a delicate balance between regulation and support for the industry.
Exactly. Finding that balance is crucial for Alberta's economic prosperity and environmental responsibility.
Well, Bob, it's been a fascinating discussion. It seems like Alberta's oil and gas industry is both a blessing and a challenge for the province. Balancing economic growth, environmental concerns, and diversification is no easy task.
You've summed it up perfectly, Alice. It's a multifaceted issue with no easy answers, but it's a conversation that Alberta continues to have as it looks to secure its economic future.
Thanks for sharing your insights, Bob. It's clear that this topic will remain a critical one for Alberta and for anyone interested in the intersection of energy, economics, and the environment.
You're welcome, Alice. It's been a pleasure discussing this with you. If you have any more questions, feel free to ask anytime.